Welcome to It's All for the Kids. Today we're lucky to have Taylor Blake from Phoenix Children's Hospital in the house. I know you got a busy day because you've already had a couple meetings and it's early back there in Phoenix.
That's right. Every day is a busy day over here.
I guess so. So are you the main chief bottle washer and put away the dishes as the event planner?
Kind of. We all have our hands full, our plates full over here. We're a team of five at the moment, and we all have different tasks and responsibilities. Each one of us has sort of our portfolio of events that we work on throughout the year. And yeah, try to touch different markets, different people, and make sure that we're raising money for the foundation.
So how many events you guys putting in about a year? About 100?
Well, we have a couple of different avenues in which our events go through. So, our special events team, we have 13 signature events, and those are the ones that are kind of our main focus in terms of planning and organizing. But then we touch base with yeah, probably hundreds of smaller beneficiary events, which and those are the community driven ones that are yeah, those are the bulk of the events and fundraising, uh, basically community driven fundraising, which is an amazing thing to see and be a part of throughout the year.
Well, I know that. Then you got crazy people like Stevie in different parts of the country and go, "Hey Taylor, we're coming to your town. You want some money?"
Exactly. Yeah, there's people from all walks of the world really come out and support. It's really an amazing thing.
Well, I know the past couple of years been going by there. The VA hospitals near Children's. I remember going through Children's when they were doing one renovation. It's always cool because you got. It's easy to see. It's well marked. It's got that big, the kid's palm print. Okay, up there and everything. And so, you got any cool projects going on? You building a new wing? You helping out autistic kids? I know New Orleans built a whole separate building for autism.
Yeah, no, there's always a project going on for sure. I think Phoenix in general is just dealing with explosive growth. It's one of the biggest markets in the U.S. right now, and it's an ongoing mission to try to keep up with it. So we have opened a few new campuses in the past couple of years. So we have our main campus, which is the Thomas campus. Which actually funny that you say that. I was at a park in Phoenix the other day playing kickball at night, and I looked up and I saw the big red hand, and I didn't even realize how close I was to the hospital. But really, it has that impact on the local community. And then we opened up a recent campus in Glendale called Arrowhead Campus, as well as a 40-bed emergency department and office space in Avondale. At the moment, there are a couple of big projects that are hoping to be wrapping up in 2025, which is a East Valley campus out in Gilbert, and that will serve the sort of East Valley community. And then bigger picture down the line is I know that the hospital um, would like to have a standalone campus for behavioral health for kids because that is an area in urgent need of some more support at the moment. So I think those are the kind of things in the pipeline right now. But in the last couple of years, it's amazing to see the growth within the hospital and just the reach. And there are, I think, 40 to 50 plus satellite campuses. Uh,
Damn.
yeah, exactly. So urgent cares, just physicians that are within the network, and just trying to support all the growing communities in Phoenix
I was
and
gonna say, when you say like this little east area, that area, and I'm like they all blend together because like when you say you're gonna be in Chandler, Chandler's like right there off of I-10 and just south of 202, different highway. You got Mesa right there. It's like they all kind of blend. So when you say, well, we're doing one in Gilbert, you look at the map and it's like, well, here's where the Phoenix Hospital is, and here's Gilbert. It's like what about a 20-minute drive between them or something like that?
yeah,
I'm just guessing because I haven't been out there in a while. Okay, I just kind of make this stuff up as I go. That's what Stevie does at 69 years old. So shit.
absolutely. Yeah, no, for sure. I think it's just the demand is so high. There's just a lot of
Yeah,
there's a lot of families out here. There's a lot of kids, and I think it's just trying to figure out, and trying to ease the stress on families. So the more campuses that exist, the shorter the commute. Whether it's hopefully we can get that 20-minute commute down to 1 minute, right? So
Yeah.
uh,
Well, I guess. Well, you do have a heliport out there, right? Because aren't you able to heliport patients in and stuff? Like I know New Orleans has got one. I think Dallas has got one. I think almost all children's hospitals have a heliport. To be able to do emergent care. Delivery. Flying in and stuff. So.
Yep, absolutely. Our Thomas campus, the main campus, is the only level one trauma center for kids in the state. So it's crucial to have for sure. But they have the ability to sort of manage that care.
Well, I know one thing. When we came out there in 2008, it was amazing because we got like a tour of the hospital, going through and seeing all the different areas, the kids. A lot of people don't realize all the work that Children's Hospital does. They just, they think, okay, it's Children's Hospital, it's just a regular hospital. They don't realize that you guys go from kids that have, pancreatic cancer to lymphoma to kidney dialysis, the bone marrow transplant. They see all that cancer stuff, but then they don't even realize that you're in there doing training of single moms, single teenage girls that unfortunately are pregnant, or kids that have been abused by their parents, or been out somewhere and have been abused, and the police department tells you. So you got all kinds of programs that are out there that people don't realize, that you guys aren't just this little niche that takes care of cancer like that other hospital organization out of Memphis. That, hey, your local children's does a lot for everybody, and if you really have something that you need to pick up the phone and call your local children's hospital, because one, they got somewhere around 250, 500, 700 beds. Kids, almost on an annual, monthly basis.
Totally. Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, within the hospital itself, and um, it's just incredible. There's so much going on every day, and so many specialty programs, and there are 8 centers of excellence, which range from neurological to cancer services to spinal care to there's 8 specialty clinics. And then there, I mean, there's just all the outreach, all of the education, all of the research that's being done. It is a research hospital, an educational hospital as well too. So we have students constantly coming in and learning, and just trying to reshape healthcare, and also create a space where kids can heal. But yeah, beyond that, like, I think the education piece is huge, and I think it's not always the center of focus, but is incredibly impactful for the community. So I think, there is something for everybody, and I think that's the goal. And I think one of the big things with fundraising and philanthropy is that there are actually 170 different programs within the hospitals that are philanthropically funded, which just goes to show how important events and community organization really is, and how
Oh,
impactful
you
it
know
is.
it. Hey, speaking of off the deep edge kind of deal, when we were there in 2008, you still got that dinosaur as your logo. That costume that you could dress up in, the dinosaur.
I think the dinosaur still exists. Yeah, I think he walks around the hallways from
Matter
time.
of fact, when we were there in 2008 doing our event downtown Phoenix, right, and
Mm-hmm.
we're down there. It used to be Stoudemire's restaurant and bar that we actually opened it up. Stoudemire's let us run the bar. I mean, they ran the bar, okay, but technically 10% of everything that we ran that week in August went to Children's Hospital.
Wow.
And okay, so it was in August, so you can imagine how hot it is, okay? And we're at the convention center downtown Phoenix.
Yep.
And y'all at the time brought the costume, the dinosaur costume, and one of our guys, Fun Bunch, wore the costume that night walking through the convention center of the exhibit hall for DOE's energy conference back in
Wow.
2008.
Wow, that's awesome. That's so good.
Yeah.
We'll
And
see
you'd
what
be
I can find. Yeah, let's see.
yeah.
Let's see.
And you know what was cool is you'd be surprised how many people came up to talk to Tim when he was in it, walking down the street, from Stoudemire's down to the convention center and back, besides in there. Everybody's like, hey, that's that. And I forget the name that y'all gave it, right? But it had
Yeah,
a specific dinosaur name. And it was like, hey, they all came over to get their picture taken with it. Of course, it's got, the Children's Hospital handprint logo and everything. So,
yeah,
yeah, I was thinking we might even have to, break that out and have it at registration at our charity golf tournament there in May.
totally. I'll have to do some digging, see if I can figure out where the dinosaur lives.
Hey, let's take a little break and then we'll come back and we'll talk about the different events you got going and then our event that we're working together. Hey, I appreciate you. Man, you guys are fast. Man, it was like in a day's time, you already said, hey, your flyer's approved with the logo and everything. So let's flip a slight little commercial in there and then we'll rock from there, talking about the events that we got going on, you and us.
Sounds good.
Do you like a good cigar? Not me. I like a great cigar. And if you enjoy a great cigar, like these guys, then you want Sgc cigars. Not only do you get a great smoke, but a portion of the proceeds from each cigar goes to help the children. And let's face it, it's all for the kids. And if it ain't fun, we ain't doing it. Enjoy.
Welcome back. Hey Taylor, you gotta, I know you're going, what in the world are Steve doing? So we it's been 3 years now. We've been selling cigars for like $10 a cigar, and $5 off of every cigar goes to Children's Hospital. Okay.
Yeah.
And at Christmas, we do certain, because the guy that we have, his family owns a tobacco farm in Nicaragua. So all the tobacco's flown in. It's aged 20 years, so there's very little nicotine left in it and everything. So we can get it infused. So at Christmas, we infuse it with vanilla vodka or Godiva chocolate and send them all out there. And then we raise that money starting in November, that we take it and use it to send to you guys for your Christmas parties. Because we know that, see, another thing that a lot of people don't realize, that there's a lot of programs you guys do, but you can't do it with the money from the hospital because HIPAA rules don't allow. Like if a family comes in and their son, their daughter is in the hospital can't pay for the cab ride to get them from their hotel to the hospital or Ronald McDonald's house to the hospital. So people like us that are doing individual third-party events and send the money to where you can set it up into those funds, those pieces to where you can utilize that money, strategically, legally, and not get into trouble. That a lot of people don't realize that. So we realized that when we talked to New Orleans and St. Louis, that they were using the money for children's Christmas parties, buying presents and the juices and the food. So 3 years ago, when we started doing the cigars, we were kind of laughing. And a lot of people go, so you are selling cigars to kids? We're like, no, we're selling them to the adults to smoke them because they can take care of their habit. And then the money's going to help the kids. And one of the main large groups, believe it or not, is the NFL alumni there in Phoenix.
Oh, really?
The big guys that we got started. That's kind of a loose term, big guys, right? Because they are big. But they all love smoking cigars and hang out and everything. So they're purchasing the cigars, from Stevie. And then we're able to give the money to the Phoenix Children's Hospital there, give it to St. Louis, give it to Dallas, New Orleans, wherever. And it's been a pretty big hit because, all those NFL guys love their cigars infused with bourbon or cognac, the double Madura and stuff. So we've kind of like worked as a teaming organization kind of thing of getting them to purchase some, and then they go tell the other players from other cities. Mm-hmm. So it's worked out pretty good for 3 years. So that's why the commercial there. We're not really trying to get kids hooked on tobacco, okay?
That's good to hear. Good to hear.
Yeah. So, and then we carried on like the tournament, like you guys got golf tournaments going. I know that you got a lot of sponsors, stuff local, and we're trying, touch everybody's heart. Cause see, this is another thing. You guys always like to touch people's heart because you got to be polite, right? You always go, we'd like to touch their heart so they donate. See, Stevie's like, hell no, man. I want to rip their heart out so they can get that blank check and I'll fill it in, like. And I tell people, because New Orleans, when they gave us that tour of New Orleans, a lot of people noticed because they watched the show is New Orleans. Ryan Landy took us on a tour through Children's Hospital in New Orleans. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I swear to God, if you didn't have 2 boxes of tissues and you weren't bawling all the way through, you weren't human. Because, I mean, he took us everywhere. I mean, we went through, we saw the kids on dialysis machines. We saw the kids behind the glass walls for bone marrow transplant. We saw the preemies that were bigger, no bigger than a 12-inch ruler, right? Yeah. In their whole prenatal care unit. Went and saw the kids that had been abused and going through that piece of it. I mean, he took us everywhere. I mean, and when you got done, you're like, oh, shit, Yeah. So I always joke with you guys when I go to different hospitals and they want to give me a tour and they go, well, you can do this and do that. Dallas, basically, I told them they could do it from the parking garage. I said, that's ain't even close. I said, you need to take people around in here. Let me give you Brian's phone number so he can teach you how to do this, because you want people to see what you're doing, but you also want to make them cry so they give you the money.
Totally.
At the end of the day, you want that check. Mm-hmm. You can't say that, but I can say that.
Exactly. But
so I'm excited about it. I mean, it's fun coming back to Phoenix, make this an annual event and everything. I'm glad that we reached out. You got back to us, and we're rocking and rolling because it's on May 15th. We got plenty of time. Because I know when you said you got a staff of 5, look, I'm not looking for your staff to do a whole lot of work. I just need you to take the flyer, pop it in there wherever you can. If you see. And now that, but you guys always have some really cool doctors walking around some really cool smocks, okay? They don't have just your normal greens and blue-green, the blues and the pink and the purples. They got some really cool stuff, so I might have to break out some of mine that I was able to get years ago that have the handprint on the greens.
Yeah, absolutely.
I talked to a doctor and I said, hey, how much do I need to donate to get a set of greens? Yeah. And he said, Stevie, you could just go down to the gift shop and buy a pair. I said, no, I need to have a purpose, a reason why I did this. So where do I make the donation?
Right. What's the number?
Exactly. So, no, I mean, it's going to be fun, because like I said, you guys got a bunch of events, people that love to play golf. And that's the main thing we're looking for, is that, of course, you're welcome to come. We've had parents show up and talk about, we had a mother come that she wasn't able to see her baby girl for I don't know, I think it was 6 months going through prenatal and heart transplant and different things, that all she could do is go there and look behind the, the incubator glass wall type deal for so long. And, and of course, when she's telling that story, it happened to be after she was able to go bring her child home, right? Mm-hmm. So that little girl was with her at our registration. And I mean, you want to talk about people writing checks? I mean, there's people, Stevie right there at the front of the line just crying like a baby, Mm-hmm. I'm like, man, it just because you don't realize it, everybody. And so I'm excited about that, anything you can do to reach out to the people that play golf to come play, because like we talked about, the more people we get to show up, the more money we're going to be able to raise for you guys, and all the money's going to you.
Absolutely. I mean?
We're right
there. There's no shortage of golfers here in Arizona. So
exactly. And I tell the NFL guys, I said, look, I have players, which are you guys, and you guys all, except I figured out how, okay, they probably are going to slap me when I say this, okay, but I figured out how to get some money out of them, okay, because they all come up to go play, which is cool because they should, because they got the name and a lot of people are coming out to see them. But see, I suck them in because then I have at registration what I call the kids package for $60. Okay. And that kids package is a donation to Children's. And in that, it's got your arm's length of raffle tickets, which is about 13 raffle tickets, a couple mulligan tickets. And then, the hole-in-one contest holder to win a trip to Mardi Gras. So it's like, hey, if you want to participate in this contest, you got to participate by donating to Children's Hospital. So it's a way to get everybody involved in it.
That's great.
You got players, which are the NFL guys or celebrities, and then you got the
Hmm.
golfers, which are all the local folks coming to play and helping the kids. And we keep the registration down compared to a lot of tournaments because there's a lot of people that are like either single parents or not making a lot of money, just barely getting by that want to help the kids at children's. So by
Hmm.
keeping it low, they're able to come participate, and help the hospital with donations by being there and playing in the tournament. So that's the reason why we're not charging 500, 750, $1,000 a player. Yeah,
Yeah, nice.
because
That's awesome. There's other ways to donate for sure.
oh
So
yeah,
get
because
them
they're gonna
out
get
there
up there.
and
We got pudding shots. We got people out there talking trash. We got people from the hospital walking around, thanking everybody for coming out and what a big deal it is. And, you know, also any banners that you've got that show, the different programs and stuff, we'll set up at registration. We'll set up on a hole. We'll set up Phoenix Children's Hospital hole where it'll have the banners of the different programs you got out there and
awesome.
man that deal and put out some contest like hitting. See, we learn a lot by playing in the different children's hospitals, okay?
Yep,
So,
I
like
believe
St.
it.
Louis had where they hit balls into a kiddie pool in a pond on a par three, and then hit the ball on the par three. How far can you hit this ball? How far can you hit a marshmallow? All this kind of stuff. So we're bringing the crazy of past 20 years of experience coming to Phoenix.
Nice. Well, if it's not fun,
We
we're
ain't
not
doing
doing
it.
it, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
Picking it up.
It
Picking it up.
at May 14th, we always kick it off with a pre-tournament party, and of course, with it being Phoenix and being May, the weather's going to be perfect, right? So
Yep.
it's
Yep.
gonna,
It'll be nice.
yeah, it's
It'll be
gonna be nice,
warm.
warm.
Bring your
So that
shorts,
means
bring your bathing suits. Yeah.
exactly. Well, that's what we're doing. That's why we're opening it up with a pool party on that Wednesday night, late Wednesday afternoon, whenever people get in, come hang out, start talking stories. Got the NFL guys there, talk a little trash, do a little bragging. I can hit this ball better than you, type deal. That's kind of why, if you notice, we picked the Biltmore Estates course, right?
Hmm.
Because there's so many courses out there in Phoenix,
Loads.
and
Yeah.
a lot of people said, well, why did you pick that course? Why didn't you pick like Greyhawk or, that Mickelson design or Fire Horse, Fire Star, Fire Horse, all those, right? Wildfire
Mhm.
and stuff. And it's because those courses are really nice, but they're so spread out that you go from one hole to another and you never see anybody on the other holes. Whereas Biltmore Estates, you can, first off, you might hit the ball in the wrong fairway. So you're going to go to somebody
Hopefully, you
anyway.
got some good golfers then. Yeah.
Yeah, but then it's like it's open to like you guys that are out there roaming to thank everybody. It's got the different celebrities that we got roaming around hitting shots with everybody to raise money. And then of
Hmm.
course they got Stevie and other people just running around talking trash in between the groups. You can do that with the estates because it's the fairways are close enough that you can cut through and jump on
Hmm.
the other fairways. So that way everybody gets to see everybody gets to do a little talking. And then when they come in, after playing, everybody can say, I saw you cheat. I saw you hit that ball. So like I said, we're excited that we get to be with you guys. We already, start putting it out there that we're teamed up with you guys and benefiting Phoenix. Um, I'm going to get the NFL guys that are playing in several tournaments around the community before that tournament to tell
Hmm.
the guys that they're playing with that, hey, if they want to play with them again, they could come play in this tournament on May 15th. Come out, hang out with them, and
Yep.
play with
Nice.
Mike Banks again, Derek Kennard, a bunch of guys that all play in Phoenix that played for the Cardinals besides other teams and part of the alumni. So they're all friends of the foundation, friends of your foundation, children's and stuff. So
Yep.
we're inviting all our friends to come hang out, and we might even do a little live music by the pool. Get a couple guys out of Nashville, come play some music.
Nice. That sounds great. Yeah. Sounds like a blast.
And y'all are invited, your whole staff, the doctors. So, of course, I had some buddies that told me way back in the beginning, okay, that you need to get the doctors because they're the ones that got the deep pockets. Well, the doctors got the deep pockets. We got to go get them doctors to show up. So, hey, so what's your next event? You got one coming up in the next 30 days or so?
Yeah, we have a couple of big spring ones coming up. We have our big gala, which is actually it's a fun gala. It's beach themed, beach royale. So that's on March 8th. We have a pickleball tournament actually coming up on March 22nd. That should be a fun one. It's in its 5th year this year, so excited for that. We've got a 5K coming up
You
in.
ain't getting me to do no 5K.
Yeah,
I'll do the
you can bike it.
pickleball.
You can
I'll
bike
do the
it, walk it.
pickleball. I'll do
Yeah.
the cliche, but you ain't getting me to do no 5K, baby. I ain't running.
Absolutely. And then we have a car show coming up that was actually postponed from February. It's going to be April 19th now. So lots going on in the spring, and
Well, send me the date. Send me the
Totally.
dates. I'll see if I can schedule my air traffic, travel to be out there around some of those dates, working with the VA hospital down there and the Indian hospital and the Luke Air Force Base stuff that we do on our day job side. See if I can't schedule some of that to come on out there about that time. And, we can get together, drink a little coffee, might even play a little pickleball. But when I play pickleball, it's got the racket in one hand and a cocktail in the other.
I think there's an amateur league there, so no problems there.
I ain't going in that pro deal, man, because I ain't hitting them balls at 8 miles an hour. I've seen people play wiffle ball, baseball, where they can get that ball to move all over the place. So I know people can with that pickleball.
Yeah, it's no joke. It is no joke.
You've seen those commercials on Instagram where they're slamming it hard and hitting people in the head and hitting them in the stomach. I'm like, no, man, I ain't being that dummy.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm strictly social.
Sweet. And if there's any way, Stevie's always doing that whole begging thing, right? So if there's any way to put, the Maze event out there that people are planning the other day and want to come out and help the kids and participate, and the families, like I said, like I told you, the families are welcome to come out and play. We comp them to play. The kids, matter of fact, it's fun because we've had a couple kids that travel with us out of St. Louis. Peyton, that his dad flies in. Matter of fact, trying to talk him into coming. I texted him about 2:00 in the morning, St. Louis time, okay? And said, hey, has Peyton ever been to the Diamondback Stadium? I think you guys need to fly into Phoenix so you can come bring all your camera gear to videotape the whole 2-day event and interview people, because he does it. He loves to do it. And then he gives us all the media, the different formats, give it to you guys to use for your events, to promote the hospital stuff. So I'm trying to get Gary that works for CBS, worked with a lot of the sports fans out there, worked with the Rams when they were there, the Cardinals when they were in St. Louis many, many moons ago. So so we're trying to kick this up for you, Taylor. We're trying to set that goal high with dollars just coming your way with a big old, even maybe do a big old check presentation.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. We definitely appreciate the effort, and it sounds like it's going to be a great event, fun to be a part of, and a successful fundraiser.
Just remember, on May 14th, you're just going to have to leave the office a little early.
I'll put it on my calendar.
Yeah, you come over and help make the pudding shots. The chocolate pudding with the screwball peanut butter flavored whiskey. So we got Reese's cups with a kick.
Yeah, wow.
Hey, so before we forget, tell everybody how to find you, how to find the website to make a donation. Because, hey, look, people, you need to donate to Children's Hospital because we're coming, but you can donate today. You don't have to wait till May 15th.
Totally. You can go to givetopch.org and make a donation that way. It's very easy. Or always mail a check in. But a good old-fashioned check is always fine, but we definitely we make it easy by having an online donation form now. So
I take it you probably take Zelle, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, credit card.
Working on it. It's a little bit more complicated. We take most payments. The only thing we're working on right now is the online like wallet payments, but everything else should be processed online, no problem.
Sweet. Well, hey Taylor, I know you're busy today. Thanks for stopping in. And like I said, and you said, if it ain't fun, we ain't doing it.
That's
and people just need to start coming out and hanging out in Phoenix because it's definitely a fun place to be.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks for having me. And thanks for picking Phoenix Children's. We appreciate it.
You got it. And once John gets this all uploaded and everything, I'll send you the link and then you can forward it out to all your donors and sponsors and your bosses to say, look, I was on a show. Look, I did promote. I did what I told you I was going to do today.
It was working. That's right. Exactly. Awesome. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
You got it, Taylor.